Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So today's video is going to be regarding the Contra Costa County Courts. Now, there's some issues with that court, some major issues. First off, I noticed that there is no rule of court for the handing out of pamphlets to people coming in and out of the court. Now, I hand out fully formed jury association cards and pamphlets so people can know about the fully formed jury association. Doesn't matter who they are, anybody coming in there is handing out educational information. Now, there's been cases that have ruled that is educational information and that's the right for people to know. Now, Galik versus Kunif, which I'll put it in the top there in the description and in the bottom there for you, comes to say that you have the right to record police officers in the line of duty, as well as in public. So there was, again, we were talking about other cases in other districts that actually have stated this as well. Now, this is very interesting because Contra Costa County Rules of Court does not allow recording inside the lobby or the courthouse at all, but has stated that it is public. It is open to the public. It is a public courthouse. Now, to me, that states that I'm in a public area. I'm obviously going to be able to record in a lobby. Now, there's separate rules regarding recording in a courthouse. You have to get permission, which means that is a private courthouse. And so it goes to show that these courthouses are intentionally suppressing people, which we should have the right to know if information is being held and there's information that's important to the public. It should be known to the public. And in order to suppress cases that are wrong, they are not allowing people to record. They are not allowing people to record in the courthouse. I actually got beat up by a police officer, a sheriff, in the courthouse. Deputy Juan, Deputy Bruce Spencer, Deputy Christopher Coy, Deputy what was his name? Not Montoya. There was another deputy. There was a bunch of them. And so these deputies beat me up because I was recording and the public had the right to know what was going on. I was going to start recording myself. The police officer approached me, started becoming hostile, pulled out my camera. Immediately she tries to calm the situation down. She was very good. The officers that came in became hostile towards me, and I was later prosecuted a conviction on obstruction, not the fact that I bit the finger, but the whole issue was the recording in the courthouse because of the First Amendment protected right. Now, Galik versus Kunif, in cases that had followed, had stated it is your right to do so. You can record a public officer, a public employee, while doing so. This includes the clerk that sits at the counter. That is a public building. That is a public place. You have the right to do so. Now, if the officers want to argue with you, don't argue with them. Just tell them, here's the information. Boom. And then go ahead and file. Because they are in major violations of the First Amendment in Contra Costa County myself. God knows how many other counties there are. I'm filing right now in Contra Costa County to argue that the Contra Costa County Superior Court has violated the law. And by them violating the law of the First Amendment and my right to actually be in a public area and record in a public area and then try to prosecute me for it wrongfully, that's not... You can't do that. And the judge that supported it and the DA that supported that, which they supplied zero evidence And I have another case that's actually pending too. And those officers also accused me and alleged me of assaulting them and then had zero proof to provide it. Why? Because they know they were in violation of the law. And once you can show that, hey, you're violating the First Amendment. I actually have a video that just been uploaded. If you go and look at it, they are in violation of the First Amendment. You can't record her. Yes, I can. She's a public official. I did not know the law at the time, the case law at the time, but now I do. Galik versus Cunniff, and I have the right to record. And so, the Supreme Court, which is not a real court, and has no real power, they are not the power, the last step. The Pennsylvania is the most powerful court in America. That's the common law court. And you can go there too. And you can file for amendments and complaints against the state and the country. The worst thing we can do is censor First Amendment. The worst thing we can do is silence a First Amendment person. I had literally been silenced by the Martinez Gazette. I received a letter after asking for their foreign registration because they are working with the Martinez Police Department and putting stories out, and they also told me through letter that they actually work with the DEA, the FBI, and other but not the CIA or immigration. Okay, so then that means they have to register because obviously the CIA, those agencies are not part. There's been case law that's actually shown this. And again, we go to this guy then says, well, he's thinking, well, I know what he was thinking. Well, I put out a story. That's not true. Well, there's a case versus the New York Times where this man in the New York Times decided to print a story that he knew was libel, and he was actually he would knowingly know it was false. In my case, the guy knowingly refused to change the story or add additions to the story and only wanted one side. But in this case, in the New York Times, this guy was awarded $500,000 for libel and slander. And I'll post it at the bottom, I'll post it at the top. And so I also recommend filing a 4506T with the IRS. Now you can tax those companies too and use that. Hey, they're putting news stories and medias about me that I'm false and true and libel, and I mean, not that matters, but as soon as they put your name in and they try to advocate it for money, they are now looped in with the police department, obviously, because the police department is the one that gave them the story because you're obviously in jail. But, excuse me, you are obviously, they're obviously printing libel, and they can't do that. Now, we have these snowflakes, and I'm referring to this generation, who don't like the First Amendment, who think, well, if somebody says something that's offensive, I'm going to cry about it. And those other people say, I'm going to get mad and punch you in the face. I mean, that's not acceptable either. But these individuals, such as the Contra Costa County Court, Martinez Gazette, Martinez Police Department, the mayor, come to find out that the mayor's office actually has been protecting pedophiles. The Martinez had protected a pedophile named Daniel Chapa. He actually supports your local 88. Yeah, go ahead and tell them that you're that. Let them find that out. See what happens. You won't be supporting anything locally or domestically ever again. But yeah, no, I wanted to make this video because Contra Costa County does not have any type. As you can tell when I've told you, And what I'm going to show you, you're going to be utterly disgusted at this county and this state's just gross negligence of the First Amendment and the silencing through judicial officials. Through judicial officials who are supposed to uphold the Constitution. Because why? Because they're all fucking oath breakers. So, thank you for watching, share, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you, and I'll continue to make videos like this. I also wanted to point out that, do you know there's a law that's actually, it's legal to bribe a police officer. It's legal to bribe a judicial official, and it's actually legal for them to lie to Congress. So, you know, this is just the severity of what we're dealing with. Thank you, and continue to watch.